Bang! Neeves Knives, I'm Jared, and we have the new Maxace knives, the XI or something like that, or maybe it's Roman numeral numbers, I'm not sure, but, you know, it's a Maxace knife, and it's the new one, and it has a crazy look to it. It is definitely a wicked looking knife, and shout out to Maxace for making wicked looking knives, for really stepping out of the box and, you know, doing something different. Now, we're going to go into the great things about this and the things I find that are, you know, downsides or negatives. But let's start off with the S110V blade that has a carbon fiber inlay all the way through and through. That is absolutely crazy. You can see it's somewhat of a Persianed clip point. Very, very cool. Now, it has a big finger choil on it, and then you guys can already see it has a wave feature. We'll go more into that in 1 second. Now, I'm going to say that this is more of a just a really cool self-defense knife, or say a glorified self-defense knife. Not saying it's good at it or anything like that, but this is the realm I find that it's good for, or that it would fit into. Next, we have this titanium frame lock with a carbon fiber inlay with a Damascus inlay inside the carbon fiber inlay on both sides. So a lot of extra work right there. Very cool. We have a titanium milled pocket clip. They usually work pretty good, and they have a full titanium back spacer, and you can see that when it's closed, the finger choil lands in the open part right there, so it's not sharp right there. It is a large knife, heavy for sure. Let's talk about the action. So the action is only off of the wave. So you can either, one, wave it out of your pocket, which is another reason why I think it's good for self-defense, and we'll talk about other reasons why. But the next thing is, if you're going to flick it because you took it out of your pocket without waving it, you can reverse flick off of the wave, and it works good. Very easy to reverse flick. Now, you can also thumb flick it. Now, you have the stop pins as well that you can flick off of and use. They're not as comfortable, especially for the thumb flick, as the wave feature. So the wave feature is just a little bit more comfortable to flick than the actual thumb stud stop pins, because it's not really a thumb stud, it's more of just a stop pin. But the reverse flick is where it's at. Access to the lock bar, really, really good. Very easy to disengage, nice and soft, nice and smooth, and it is very drop shutty. I mean, it's a heavy duty blade. It's also easy to slow roll. But yeah, it is a thick heavy duty blade, so it's got some weight to it. And the detent is really good. Now, let's talk about the ergos. This is hand melting ergos. It is extremely, extremely comfortable. You can choke up. Now, I want to say the reason why I think it's more of a self-defense knife is just this blade shape mixed with the wave feature. So with the ergonomics, you can make the lock a little bit stronger by squeezing it because it's a frame lock, but the blade is upswept, so everything you aim at, it is poking up and into. Now, yes, you can still use it for utility cuts if you need to open something up, or for whatever reason score something. And if you need to slice something, you could absolutely do it. However, this geometry is very thick. Very, very thick. It's not really it's not slicey at all. So as far as poking goes, yes, it's going to open things up real nicely, but as far as slicing things, it's not going to be the best. Now, yes, it could do it, so I'm not saying it can't, but because of the style of blade shape it is, mixed with the handle, mixed with the wave feature, I would say that this is a glorified self-defense knife, or at least that's what they're aiming for. Now, you can use the ramp of the wave to kind of use as a finger guard, in both ways. You can go back here. Now, you know, it's because as far as poking goes, you're not going to want to be up here, but if you do happen to slice, you can use that finger choil. Now, we're going to talk about the negative things here in 1 second, but the work on this is done extremely well. Maxace does a killer job with the fit, the finish, the action, all, you know, it's a very solid built knife, and it feels like that. But I do have some negatives. One negative is I wish there was another deployment option besides just this wave. You know, it works, and it works just fine. The best is the reverse flick, but I just kind of wish there was something a little bit more comfortable because, you know, this is obviously a little bit pokey right there, so you're kind of nestling up into there when you go to use it, and it works, but I would just prefer to have another deployment option. Now, the next thing is the steel, S110V. They picked S110V. However, Maxace seems to have a track record of running their steels pretty soft. Now, I know the argument would be that, well, it's for hard use, right? Or it's supposed to be tough. But then don't use S110V. S110V is not a tough steel. S110V is for maximum edge retention. It's made to just have incredible edge retention. So it's not made for toughness, but the geometry of the blade, the way it's ground, adds to the toughness. So I just don't see why you wouldn't just run the steel at an optimal range so you're going to get the edge retention, even though this is not going to be an everyday slicer, but it's just why use S110V. S110V is for high edge retention. If you're not going to get that out of it by running it at a good HRC, then why use it at all? Why not just use a tough steel, right? You can use a tough steel or just use a different steel altogether and run that at an optimal range so you'll get the toughness and the edge retention out of said steel. So, you know, anyways, next thing is it's not really, and this is just a personal part, so it's not really that much of a negative, but, you know, you either like this or love it. Or, sorry, like it or hate it, sorry. You either love this or you hate it. And with me, I think it's really cool. I think it's fascinating. I love that they're stepping out of the box and they're doing all these unique things. But it's not really my style of knife just because of the things I said. You know, it's not going to be a good slicer. It's not going to be a good EDC knife. You know, yes, it'll be a good self-defense knife, most likely, or at least okay at it. But I want my tool to be able to do other things as well, you know. Now, that's not saying that I don't like knives that are just for self-defense. That's fine. That's cool, because I do like that. But this is so big and so beastly, taking up so much real estate in your pocket, that I would prefer it to also do other things well, you know. But, you know, to each their own, right? And it's like I said, I still do think this thing is really cool. You know, I just, you know, and plus also, like with S110V, you want it to be heat treated properly and well. Otherwise, it can be a nightmare. So one more negative. And that's just right now. I don't know. Maybe it'll drop on Maxace's site, but I can't find it on their site. I do have a discount code, though. So, and it's an affiliate. So if you use the discount code, it's an affiliate. If you don't use the discount code, it's not an affiliate. So if you do use my Maxace link down in the description, it will not benefit the channel unless if you use the discount code. And I appreciate it if you guys do. It's very simple. Neeves Knives. But please use the discount code if you use my link for anything on Maxace Knives. Next thing is that it's only found on AliExpress right now. So this is a negative that's going to change, but I want to see it on their site, on Amazon, something like that. I don't deal with AliExpress, and I don't recommend anybody to deal with AliExpress. Now, I know a lot of you guys do, but I don't even like saying their name because I don't like giving them clout. I don't like people, you know, I don't want people going over there getting screwed over. And why do I say that? Well, they've been known to steal information, sell information. I've even heard of people getting their credit cards hacked afterwards. Now, I know a lot of people haven't had that happen, and maybe that was something in the past and it doesn't happen anymore. I don't know. I just don't trust it. And the next thing is they deal with a lot of fake knives, and I mean like just clones, copies that they're lying about their steel, lying about their materials, because why do they really have any reason to be honest when they're already ripping off another company? And I mean, like, not like it looks like the knife, it is an exact copy of the knife with the names and everything. Like, they've been known to sell those types of knives, and they've been known to sell companies knives that have been caught lying about their materials and steels. So they don't hold any company or any knives accountable for that. So I just don't trust it at all. So, but to each their own. If you trust it and you want to spend your money with them, that's you. Perfectly fine. I'm not mad at you. I just personally don't choose to, you know, to do that or even talk about them as much as possible. So hopefully it will be on Maxace's site soon or on Amazon, because that's where I'd like to link it from. But other than those things, it's not, that's pretty much it. I think this thing's, like I said, it's pretty awesome. It's just, it's not really my style, but I think it's cool. I like having wicked knives, and that is my style. So I just want to say that really quick. It's my style in the sense that it's crazy, it's cool, it's wicked. I love all that. Just as far as like an EDC tool, it's not. But as far as just badassery goes, yeah, of course it's awesome. Of course I love it. But anyways, there you guys go. I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.